Tonight, how a trusted financial advisor stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from his clients. Some important information that could prevent you from losing your savings. That's coming up.
These frigid temperatures mean many of us are cranking up the heat in our homes. Coming up, we'll tell you how one group is working to help those who cannot afford the extra cost.
And we're tracking an investigation in McCreary County after 2 people were found dead inside an apartment.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. State police tonight are investigating after they say that 2 people were found dead inside an apartment.
Police say a home health nurse found the 2 women inside the apartment on Evergreen Drive in McCreary County. Tonight, state police have identified the 2 women as 71-year-old Maudie Eagleton and 54-year-old Frances Hudson. Right now, a cause of death has not been released. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is tracking the investigation. She has our top story at 5:30.
I'm shocked to know that both of them passed away at the same time.
2 women were found dead inside a home in the Stearns community, and police say a death investigation is now underway.
Sweethearts, good women. They do anything for anybody. They were mother and daughter.
Family members who did not want to talk on camera tell us a home health nurse found the 2 women and say they both had health issues.
Folks living here on Evergreen Drive say it is a very tight-knit community where they all watch out for one another.
I seen you in the window yesterday looking outside, so I don't see where they would have had any major problems that quick.
Robert Swift says nothing seemed wrong just hours before the 2 were found dead. Family members say the home did have working heat and did not have any gas source. In McCreary County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Investigators say both bodies were sent to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy, which is scheduled for tomorrow.
There were some frightening moments at a Central Kentucky gas station. A clerk was held at gunpoint during an overnight robbery. It happened at the Shell gas station on East Main Street in Georgetown about 11 o'clock last night. In this newly released surveillance video, you'll see an armed man walk into the gas station. The clerk tells police the robber forced her to the ground. And tonight we're hearing from a clerk who's also a mother who in that moment says all she could think about were her children.
Honestly, at first I thought it was a joke until I saw the gun, and all I could think about was my children. I'm terrified. I've never been in that situation before, ever.
Investigators are asking for the public's help catching that robber. They're asking anyone with information to give them a call. Today we saw a little improvement, but welcomed improvement from those sub-zero temperatures that we woke up to the last day or so.
But it looks like we have hit a high point because another Arctic blast will be rolling through the bluegrass this weekend. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking that blast for us. Going to be a cold weekend, Chris,
yeah,
right?
going to be a cold night, especially Amber and Sam, as we have the very dry air in place. Sun is in the process of setting now. That is going to lead to a very quick temperature drop in the coming hours. Though we have a dry sky that is out there, Richmond Cam, nothing going on across the I-75 corridor. Let's check on the capital city of Frankfort. See a lot of salt and brine on the roads there from the earlier snow showers this week, but overall clear skies over top of Frankfort. Here's the view into Lexington of that setting sun, calling it quits. Another Arctic sunset here in the Bluegrass State. 21. That's going to be a quick drop, though. 4 or 5 degrees coming up over the next hour as the sun goes down. Look at the wind chill. It is down to 9 degrees right now with a wind that is coming at us at 13 miles per hour. 4-degree wind chill showing up into Covington. We're not alone now with single-digit wind chills. Mount Sterling joining the mix as well. Those numbers will get closer to 0 as the evening wears on. But again, nothing is going on across Kentucky. Really, most of the surrounding states looking to be in pretty good shape as well. What about the latter part of that weekend? That's when we see some messy stuff that begins to roll our way. Guys, that may have the potential to throw a little rain, a little sleet, a little freezing rain, and a touch of snow into parts of the area. We'll try to pinpoint who gets what when I come back in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. When temperatures drop this low, many people turn up the heat in their homes, but not everyone can afford to pay their heating bills.
It can be pretty expensive. WKYT's Jennifer Palumbo is at the live desk with how one agency is helping those in need. And Jennifer, they're there for people to depend on.
Absolutely, Sam. Last year, the Community Action Council helped 12,000 Central Kentuckians pay their heating bills. And with this really cold weather, they expect to help a lot of people again this year. Starting Monday, the nonprofit organization will begin the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, known as LIHEAP. The Community Action Council has access to more than $1 million in assistance.
Well, what we do know is based on the cold temperatures that we've seen this week, that on January the 12th, we'll have lots of folks come out from the community that we serve who are going to need assistance with their heating bills. We know that our low-income families pay a high proportion of their income towards their electric bills and heating bills.
Some Central Kentuckians already receive help through the subsidy program. Sign up for that ended last month. The Community Action Council helps people in Fayette, Bourbon, Harrison, and Nicholas counties. The Heating Assistance Program opens Monday morning at 8:30. You can find a list of locations at WKYT.com. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
Thank you, Jennifer. To qualify for help, you need three things. You need to bring proof of income, proof of residency, and a heating bill.
It started as a routine traffic stop, but led police to a huge drug bust. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Wayne County. Police in Monticello pulled over two people at a traffic stop on East Highway 90 in Monticello. They arrested Terry Lowe and Leslie Huff. Huff has been charged with operating on a suspended license, among other charges. After police searched the vehicle, they found more than 4 ounces of meth, about 9 grams of heroin, and more than 100 grams of marijuana. They also found about $2,000 in cash. In Clark County, many students arrived at school late this morning because of a shortage of bus drivers. We talked to the Clark County superintendent, who says 8 of the 50 bus drivers in the district were out sick today because of the shortage. Some of the buses were late to school. The superintendent says many of the drivers had flu-like symptoms. And in Pulaski County, sheriff's deputies are warning people about a phone scam. Deputies say the scammers call claiming to be from different government agencies. Scammers then tell the victims there is a warrant for their arrest unless they pay restitution immediately through a wire transfer. Deputies are advising people not to give out any personal information over the phone. They say no government agency will threaten to arrest for asking for payment through a wire transfer. And in Madison County, a second man is behind bars in connection with a home invasion. Police arrested Devin Guerrero and charged him with robbery. They arrested Anthony Baker a couple of months ago. Berea police say in November, the two men forced their way into a home. They then tied the homeowners up in the upstairs bedroom. We're told the suspects stole more than $2,000 from the home. Both suspects are now in the Madison County Detention Center.
Where have you heard this before? He was their trusted financial advisor, but something went wrong. He stole more than $500,000 from his clients before he was eventually stopped.
It's taken me quite a while to get myself back on my feet. I'm still not on my feet.
Dorothy Kersner has a hard time accepting she lost more than $250,000 to a man she trusted with her investments.
I had confidence in him. I mean, he came to the house, I was at his house.
She considered John Babiarza her financial advisor as well as a friend. He was her advisor for many years. Until a postal inspector came to her door to tell her a significant portion of her life savings was gone.
I didn't believe him. I could not believe him.
Until she was shown proof. Babiarza told Dorothy he was liquidating some of her investments to purchase Facebook stock for her portfolio. Instead, he used that money to purchase a new home for his family in cash.
I could not get Dorothy to understand what had happened to the bulk of her life savings until I showed her a copy of the check, and on the reverse of that check was her endorsement and then the deposit stamp of that deposit going into an attorney IOLTA account. That's at the time she realized that she'd been defrauded.
Dorothy was not alone. 7 victims lost more than $650,000 in just a year.
So they invested with him and they trusted him, and then lo and behold, a few months later their money was gone and they didn't know where it went.
He had access to all of their investments and personal information, and he simply used it for himself.
He would have them do electronic funds transfers into his own account. And so that's how he embezzled the money. He was very unsophisticated, but these investors were very trusting. These are people who knew his family, had known him for years, had invested with him for years, had no reason at all to worry about him.
Postal inspectors say, though the suspect was a legitimate advisor at one time, a simple search online would have shown that he was no longer registered with the state.
If you're investing with somebody who is not part of a firm, verify that they're registered, and you need to then demand documentation of where your investments are and how much and what it is you have in your portfolio.
Eventually, the scammer pled guilty to wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison. He was also ordered to pay more than $645,000 in restitution to his victims. Just as Senator Rand Paul could be getting ready to run for president, his wife is also making headlines with a new book.
And we are tracking next year's governor's race. Tonight, we are learning more about Democratic Attorney General Jack Conway's plans to file for the position. Bill Bryant has the bottom line.
Good evening. Those pushing the idea of an optional local sales tax to pay for specific projects across Kentucky believe they have momentum in Frankfort. The Kentucky League of Cities is pushing this idea that requires a state constitutional amendment to be ratified by voters statewide. Then if cities and towns get that option, they would have to justify a particular project to local voters. So they're telling lawmakers not to think of it as them putting on a tax increase.
That their vote is not a vote to impose or raise the tax, but their vote is instead to allow citizens to vote and make an investment in their own community and invest in themselves.
We talked about a range of issues facing Kentucky cities and towns, including finding a way to pay for 911 centers now that landline phone tax receipts are way down. Also on Kentucky Newsmakers, the new president of the Lexington Bluegrass Association of Realtors, Larry Friels, talks about home buying and selling trends. Kentucky Newsmakers airs in its entirety Sunday morning at 6 on WKYT. It repeats Sunday at 10 a.m. on the CW Lexington. Set your DVR or catch it then. Next week could be key in this year's governor's race. Democratic Attorney General Jack Conway will officially file for governor Monday. Then he's going to set out to meet with people around the state. On the Republican side, it looks like former Supreme Court Justice Will T. Scott could make his candidacy for governor official. He's been meeting with potential running mates. Just as Republican Senator Rand Paul appears ready to announce a run for the White House in the spring, his wife is out with a book called True and Constant Friends. It's about female bonds among mothers, grandmothers, sisters, and friends. She's out promoting that right now. Bill Bryant, WKYT.